Okay, so firstly, it's a great honor to be back in Shanghai. It's a city I love. Even though it's very hot today, I've had it very hot, very cold, very wet, very sunny. But it's a bit like life itself and a bit like painting. John Moore's Painting Prize has over its 50, 60, maybe almost 70 years history shown some of the greatest painters who have emerged in Britain. And it's become almost like a way of understanding or discovering the greatest painters of any age. And if you look back at those artists who have won, people like David Hockney, Peter Doig, I mean, there are just so many others who have won it. It's a roll call of the greats, of the great artists. And they've all got different styles. And I think that's the great thing. Painting is always alive because artists always discover new ways of making work with paint. And I think the great thing about the John Moore's Prize is that it allows that variety of painting to be seen, but at the same time it pulls out at any one time what is thought to be the most current, the most contemporary, and the most cutting edge. So that's its history in Britain, but it's really exciting that it's come to China as well. At Tate Liverpool, I was very lucky and very fortunate in working a lot in China. And I put on a big exhibition of contemporary Chinese art in 2007 called The Real Thing. And I think what struck me most was the depth and quality of painting in China. And you still see it now. Even if the artists don't necessarily work in painting now, it informs their practice. So whether they make work in film or a sculptor, always there's something very painterly. And that's because of the rigorous education that so many artists had to go through in the Chinese art academies. And you had to do painting, you had to do drawing. You had that bust of Aristotle that everybody had to paint. And that, I think, teaches you how to see. So the idea of the prize coming to China is fantastic because I think it will unearth some of the greatest painters working anywhere in the world. It's part of globalization, isn't it? That everything, I think, it comes from somewhere very special, and it comes from a history and a tradition of one family and its support for painting within Britain. But everything now is much more global. Everything is about looking and seeing, and we all have these phones that allows us to skip across the world with 2 flicks of your hand. So I think the idea of it coming here is really good. It's growing the John Moore's Painting Prize in a way that is very ambitious and I think very exciting. So I think always the best thing about judging a prize, and I've sat on quite a few prizes, is that act of discovery. And I put out a challenge to all those painters today working in China. Surprise. Try and surprise us. Do something that you feel comes from the heart, maybe has a bit of the head in it, is aware of what's going on, but make it new, make it different. Try and do something that sweeps every judge and any person who sees that painting off of their feet. That's the way to do it.
Anything you want to ask about the John Moore's Painting Prize in China?
Well, I'm fascinated to see the reception of the John Moore's Painting Prize because obviously the reception of it and its engagement with different audiences is huge in Britain. So the press write about it, everybody knows about it. As an artist, to have it on your CV, you don't even have to win it. Just to get shortlisted is something fantastic. So I'd love to see that happen here. I would love to see the Painting Prize in China become the biggest prize in China for contemporary painting.